Kelowna's mayoral candidate, Tom Dyas, is just returned from Calgary. That's why he's beaming, among other things. Congratulations to you, sir. Let me shake your hand on a job well done.
Thank you.
And we're speaking, of course, about your successful bid. You're the head of the committee for the Kelowna Rockets and the city of Kelowna.
Yes.
And we're going to host the Memorial Cup in 2020. That's not a bad flag to carry into a mayoralty campaign.
It's I'm just excited for the Rockets and the city itself. It's been 4 months of extremely hard work. We had a great committee put together, and the presentation was fabulous, and we were successful.
Yeah, I think the city's really looking forward to that, and a lot of people, especially in the hospitality industry, will be very thankful for your efforts. Let's get to the issues of the day. The same sort of questions we're going to ask all the mayoralty candidates, Tom. What is the number one issue for you? I think I know what it is. You've been very vocal on it during your term as president of the Chamber of Commerce, but we'll let you go. The number one issue that you'll be rallying on during your campaign.
The number one issue for me is I care about the community. That becomes a big part of the number one issue. There is a path that is being laid out before us with regards to the direction that the community is taking, and I'm not certain who is establishing that path, and why that direction is going. Since initially announcing, I've had many discussions with neighborhood communities, water boards, businesses in the downtown core, and their understanding of the direction that we're going.
You were pretty vocal about crime in the downtown area in particular, and as it applies to the homeless situation in the past. Is that one of the things you're referring to?
There was two things that started me on this path. One was, as you mentioned, what's happening in the downtown core. And there is my concern with respect to the homeless individuals and also the individuals who have the mental illness. And when we take and put all of them in a very small area, and those are the individuals who need our help, and we put them where they're so easily preyed upon by elements of crime and individuals who look at that and benefiting from those individuals who are weak, it just is not the proper setup. The second one that...
Can I stop you there?
Yes.
What is the proper setup?
The proper setup is to look at dealing with the criminal elements. We have to deal with the criminal elements, and we can't put people with mental illness and also with addictions where they become prey of those.
Is that more police in the downtown core, or removal of the homeless shelters from the downtown core?
The two, in the meetings that we had, the two items which come out of it were one, a model which is more dispersed. So we look at, because everybody in this community, no matter where it is, everybody in this community recognizes the homeless issue and recognizes the people with the addictions, and that they need the help. So a model which is more dispersed throughout our community, but it's dispersed in a way of consulting with the individuals who it affects throughout the community. By doing that, what happens is you're not allowing them to be so easily preyed upon by the criminal elements.
You really think you're going to ever win that one? I mean, we're talking about a BC housing project right now that it's a 50-unit concept. It hasn't even they haven't even broken ground on it, and the neighbors are already angry. They say it's a NIMBY thing, and I understand it, because I show up here every morning at 2:30 in the morning, and I see what happens down here. Nobody wants that in their neighborhood.
I've had discussions and meeting with those individuals, and those individuals are extremely compassionate with regards to the homeless element and with regards to the addiction. The concern that they have had is that this has been brought forth and upon them in a manner that they were unaware of. There was no collaboration, no process to it, and then they also do not have an understanding of what the good neighbor agreement is, what the structure is after this. They're basically being informed to accept something, and then once it's accepted, we'll then build the rules after it.
So if I can summarize, more consultation and a dispersal of shelters throughout the community.
And the other point that's there, which is really important, is to work upon reestablishing and reuniting the community courts. So looking at the community courts again, so those individuals who have that criminal element were able to work and keep them in a system where we're not just basically putting our RCMP officers where they're processing somebody and basically they're back on the streets within a few short hours.
Right. Yeah. Time is always a concern. There are some other issues that come to the forefront other than crime and the downtown and homeless. And if I can ask you, what would be second to your concern?
The water elements, again, I mean,
What's the matter with the water elements?
well,
I mean,
it's the process that we're going through. I've met with the water boards, and the water boards, what they want to do is they want to work in collaboration with all of the other water districts and the city, so that because the product that they're producing is a very good product throughout the community. So they want to work in collaboration so that doesn't become an agenda item, which is a top agenda item and distracts us from some of the other things that are needed within our community. That is not, it's not broken. It's not something that's broken at this point in time. We can work with them in conjunction with them on a long-term plan.
hasn't that bus already left the station, Tom? I mean, the amalgamation of the water district is happening.
No, the bus has not left the station. The bus has not left the station at all. The only amalgamation which has taken place at this point in time is Kelowna and East Kelowna, those districts. And in communication with the other, they're all running in operation fine. They don't need, and what happens is if they want to look at any type of growth or any type of funding, they have to come to the city. When as soon as they look at doing that with the city and they structure that agreement, then all of a sudden the only way they get those funds is to become part of the city. And it's not a top priority because it is working.
Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to wrap things up. Free whiteboard. You write it all out. Give me your 1 minute elevator speech.
Well, I think a big part of what the community is looking for is a little bit of an understanding on whom I am. They know that there's a business component. They know that I've been involved with the Chamber of Commerce. They understand that I was 2-term president, which doesn't happen a lot. I mean, I got elected twice. Individuals, like there's a few of us, Walter Gray was, elected twice as president. But it's an understanding that I've been in this community for over 20 years. I've raised 3 children on my own. I've been in the benefits and pension business for over 32 years. It's not a situation where I am, in need of a job or looking for a job. What I'm looking for is to work collaboratively within the community with also the other councillors, with the city, good individuals that work there, and just put a direction on this that I feel is needed at this time.
Tom, no matter what happens, you're a valued member of our community. I want to thank you for running for mayor. Thank you for your interest. I know it takes time and effort and energy, and I appreciate anybody who's willing to put their name on the ballot. And best of luck to you on the 20th.
Gord, thank you very much.
All right.